Guys, welcome back to the channel. Hold on one second, I need to get this heat right because it's a bit chilly today in the DMV. So but I had to take my coat off because I was uncomfortable driving yesterday when I was recording. It just felt tight, you know. So anywho, again, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for still hanging with your girl. This video here is going to be extremely quick because I just wanted to give you all a quick update on something that I took care of today. So as you know from the video that I uploaded yesterday, since December the 2nd, on the digital OPKs, the clear blue digital OPKs, I have been trending high. And so today was no different. I've taken 3 tests today already, and all 3 are high. So I'm going to test again. Well, like I said yesterday, I'm testing every 5 to 6 hours to catch when I get my peak, or as close to my peak as possible. Sorry. So my OPK for today is still high. It hasn't gone to peak yet, which is good. I'm hoping and expecting that I get my peak tomorrow. Later tonight or tomorrow, you know, I'm thinking or expecting me to get that peak. But what I wanted to give you guys an update on is, if you remember, when I regarding my donor. So the first IUI I had, my donor bank guarantees for an IUI that each vial contains at least 10 million sperm per vial. Well, my IUI, my vial only had 4.7 million, which means that it was gravely below what they guarantee. So I had to file a claim, which I finished up this week filing for them to replace my vial. So I finally got my determination today. And so, yes, they have replaced the vial. And also today, I made my determination on who my next donor is going to be. Because I wanted to go ahead and get my vial so that just in case I go peak tomorrow and I can schedule my IUI over the weekend, then I'll have my vial, because the donor bank is closed on the weekend. So since I didn't have to pay for my donor this cycle, what I did was I went ahead and paid for what they called an extended tank, which means that you can have the tank for up to 2 weeks and your vial still be viable. You know, it'll be okay. Even though the normal tank, it'll last for 7 days. But I just wanted that extra guarantee that I won't have any issues as far as storage and stuff like that. And plus, it was only an additional $50, which means since I didn't have to pay for my sperm, which is, like, you know, the last time it was $1,045, she spent the $50 to get the 2-week tank. I mean, it just only made sense. So yeah, so that's what I did today. I went ahead and selected my donor, put in my order for my donor so I can pick up tomorrow, so I can have it just in case I go peak and have to have my IUI over the weekend. So we're good. So now it's just a waiting game for that test, one of these OPKs, to go peak. Okay. Also, still with the the OPK strips, the line is getting a little darker, but it's still faint as hell. So it's like it's still not showing that I'm getting that I'm nowhere near ovulation as far as the strip is concerned. But according to the OPK digitals, it's saying that I'm still high. And as you know from the video yesterday, I'm using 3 different wands. One wand is Bluetooth to my phone, and the other 2 are not. All 3 were purchased at 3 different times. They're 3 different lot numbers, which means I'm using 3 different strips, just as an extra guarantee that the high that I'm getting is a genuine high. So, as I stated before, even though I would hate to have to go through another cycle, but if I did, I would no longer be using the test strips. I would only be using the digital, using the digital OPKs moving forward. Put this down because the sun is in her face. Ugh, I don't like that. Y'all know I don't like that. I have to sit like this. Let me stop being silly. Maybe if I open it up, maybe it'll give me a little bit. Nope, that ain't gonna work either. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Horrible, okay? Anyway, so everything is moving fast as always. This video here is already 6 minutes, so I'm not gonna record anymore until my actual IUI day. Because I don't want to have to upload another video without that IUI in the video. And plus, you know, Fridays is normally my upload date anyway. So hopefully, guys, I get my peak tomorrow, and then I have my IUI on Saturday, which will still be okay, you know, because I'm good. I'll go to pick up my tank tomorrow, and now I know that pickup is between 9:30 to 8, because remember, when I got my tank the first time, I got there as soon as they open, which is at 7 o'clock, but only their customer service is open at 7 o'clock. The pickup opens at 9:30. So yes, I have to go all the way to Fairfax, Virginia to pick up my tank. Then I have to go all the way back home to Maryland. And then, because I am going to continue to work from home the rest of the day on tomorrow, which is one of my telework dates anyway. But, and I'll be testing throughout the day. Tomorrow, I'll probably, instead of testing every 5 hours, I'll probably do what I did last cycle, which is test every 2 hours, to see when I get that peak. Because in order for me to get my appointment scheduled, I have to get that peak. Then I have to call and see what fertility office is open for me to have my IUI, and not only open, have available appointments for me to go in and have my IUI that day. Okay, so I'm going to test every 2 hours starting tomorrow when I wake up. But hopefully I'll get my peak tonight. So I'm going to test. I have 2 more tests today. I have one at 5 o'clock, and then I'll take another one around about 10, 11 o'clock at night, before I go to bed. And then if neither one of those come up as a peak, then of course, you know, circle back to first thing in the morning when I wake up to go ahead and test. Hopefully I get my peak and we'll be good. But also, according to my fertility doctor, if I don't get my peak by Friday, which is the 6th, then I need to call them, because I have to go into the office to get a monitor done. And the monitor is to see, they would have to take my blood and all of that stuff for them to see if I am if I've ovulated or not, or if I'm about to ovulate or not. Which I don't want to do, because as you guys know, I did not want to do any monitoring these first 3 cycles. But I got to do what I got to do at this point, right? So yeah. My gas light just came on, and I'm nowhere near home, so this is gonna be an interesting ride home. Fuck. So yeah, I will circle back to you guys. The next time you see me will be IUI day, guys. So until then, bye. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, December the 6th, 2019. This is going to be a very, very quick video. You know, I got to get my malt right. And I did say malt, not mouth, okay? I'm just being comical, you know? Anywho. So, yeah, this is going to be a very quick video because I am on my way to the bank to pick up my donor, my tank today. So I'm on my way to go pick that up. So as of yet, though, unfortunately, I still have not received my peak on the OPK. So I'm thinking that, so you know, with the digital, the clear blue, it picks up 2 hormones. It picks up the LH, and then it also picks up the estrogen. So I'm thinking that the reason why I've been getting all these highs for the last 5 days, which includes today, is because my estrogen levels are high, but my LH surge has not happened yet. And that could be why my test strips aren't working the way that they normally would, and that could be due to fluid intake. So when I took a strip today, it got a little darker, but not really that much darker. So I'm thinking that maybe my potassium levels are high, and the fact that I may be consuming more water than normal. So what I've decided to do is, so one, sometimes your potassium can get high if you're constipated, or if you haven't made a bowel movement in a while. And I know TMI, but whatever, we're grown, right? We're grown. So, and the reason why I know that is because that's something that that started happening to me after I had my gastric bypass surgery 3 years ago. So every now and then my potassium levels do get high, but once I have a bowel movement, then my levels go back to normal. So I'm hoping that along with me not consuming any liquids at all, at least until 1 o'clock this evening, to see if that kind of, you know, gives me some sort of decent reading on my strips. Because if the line gets darker on my strips, then I know that when I go to take the digital, that 9 times out of 10 something should have happened by now. So that is what I'm going to do today. I am so I've already made my move before I left the house, and I have not had anything to drink. I did have like about that much of cranberry juice because I needed to take 2 of my vitamins that I take in the morning, and I do have on my patches. So that's 1 patch there, there's a patch there, and there's 2 patches here, and then there's 1 on my back. So I have on 4 patches. No, I have on 5 patches. And I'll go over what those patches are after the IUI, so I can show you guys exactly what I did for this particular cycle. But yeah, I have my vitamin patches on, and then what I normally do, so these patches stay on for 8 to 12 hours, and then when I take these patches off, I put on my multivitamin patch, and that's the last one that I put on for the day. I take these off, I put the multivitamin patch on, and that is what stays on throughout the night when I go to sleep. And then when I wake up, I take the multivitamin patch off, I wait like an hour, and then I and of course, you know, take my shower or whatever, and then I put my regular vitamin patches on for the day. So yeah, that's, but I'll go into more detail about that on IUI day. So right now it's all about trying to get to that peak. So that is what I'm thinking, and I read that on the Clear Blue website, that about the 2 hormones that it picks up. So that is what I'm thinking has happened, that my estrogen levels are elevated, but my LH has not gone up yet. So it's all good. It's all good. Still got time. This is only cycle day 13, cycle day 12, cycle day 13. And I've also placed the phone call to my fertility clinic, to my nurse, to let her know, because according to my chart, it says that, or my plan for this cycle, it says that if I have not received my peak by today, that I needed to call so we can discuss next steps. So hopefully by the time by the time she called me back, I would have received my peak already. So with that being said, I'm about to put on some news, and I'm about to drive this hour plus to go pick up my baby daddy. And then I'm gonna head back home because I'll be working from home for the rest of the day. And I'm just going to fully expect that I get my peak sometime today, so that I can schedule my IUI for tomorrow or Sunday morning. But either way, I'll have my donor, I'll have my tank. So just in case I do have to have my IUI over the weekend, I'm good. So next time you see me, guys, will be IUI day. I know I keep saying that, but you know, she talked too much. and I'm so transparent that I want to keep you all updated as to what is going on. And because the last video that I did was like 10 minutes and this video is like 7 minutes, I may go ahead and combine those 2 videos and upload that today, just so I can just so you guys can see where I am as far as today is concerned. So thanks again, as always, for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. Thank you for the new subscribers. It seems like every video I get a new subscriber, so I'm so happy and blessed that people are taking an interest into my TTC journey. Thank you so much for my continued followers. As I say, you guys make it so easy to continue to be transparent in this process, and I really appreciate your support. And also, I'm sending out my love and support and prayers to you guys who are going through this same journey. Here's to 2020 babies, ladies. Okay. Guys, just want to come back real quick. I just got the phone call from my nurse. But why? But no. But why? Oh my God. They're so rotten, guys. Lay down, Chunk. Anywho, so I just got the phone call back from my nurse, and she said that if I don't get my peak before 3 o'clock, well, one, if I don't get my peak today and I get my peak tomorrow, then I would need to call tomorrow to get scheduled to have my IUI done on Sunday, either at the Rockville office or the Fairfax office. Rockville, Maryland office or the Fairfax, Virginia office. She said that if I get my peak today after 3 o'clock, it will still be considered that I got my peak tomorrow, which means that I still will have my IUI on Sunday. If I get my peak on Sunday, then it means I will need to call and schedule to have my IUI on Monday. If I do not get my peak on Sunday, then I have to go into my my home office in Waldorf, and they would do a monitoring, check my blood levels to see if I'm surging or not. If I am surging, then we will go ahead and do the IUI that day. If I'm not surging, then technically we would have to call this IUI a wash, or continue testing at home to see if I get my peak. One good news is that I did a test just recently, and the line even on the strip is starting to get a bit darker. And the line on the digital, like when you take the wand out, and I'll show you guys that. When you take the wand out of the holder, it has the visible lines there. It has the 2 lines or whatever. So that line is actually getting darker as well. So I'm going to assume that it is picking up a LH surge, just not strong enough for it to jump to peak on the actual holder. So I'm going to continue for the rest of the day to not drink, like, because what I like to do, I like eating ice. And even though, you know, ice is bad for your teeth and all of that stuff, and I do have a iron deficiency, but I just like chewing ice. I just like the way it feels. I like the way it tastes and stuff like that. So I do eat a lot of ice. So I'm not going to have any ice. I'm not going to really drink any water too much. I'm going to be drinking my teas today, and try to stick with warm liquids for the rest of the day, to see if that will help, as far as not watering down my urine, for me to get a peak. So I will circle back to you guys if anything changes. If I get a peak before 3 p.m. today, that means I will have my IUI tomorrow. Otherwise, my IUI will be done on Sunday, or we will be going to the doctor's office on Monday. So we'll see. My cervical mucus has the right consistency, so I'm just going to keep my hopes up that everything is going according to plan, and go from there. So yeah, that's about it. I know the last video I was like, bye guys, but but you know what they say. You know the saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So that was the plan, and he laughed, and now we're here. So I'm not gonna say bye. I'm just gonna say until further updates, I will catch you guys for the IUI day. Okay. Catch you later. know what I'm about to say. You know how she says it. So, keep the faith. Stay positive, guys. See you next video. Bye.